Happy Devils Thursday! This is the Woo Report. I'm your host, Sam Woo. Going solo because this is the Woo Report, episode 58, titled, Hey ESPN, bring back Gary Thorne and Bill Clement now! Streaming live on Facebook Live, Twitter, Periscope, YouTube Live, and Twitch on the Primetime Radio Network. Oh, so the big news that the NHL will be back on ESPN, a non-exclusive deal. So the NHL is looking for another partner for the United States. They have that wonderful big fat contract up north with Sportsnet up in Canada. Exclusive rights in all of Canada. In the United States right now, for starting next season, ESPN is back after 17-something odd years. Oh, do we have something to talk about today? Hello, Mike Rossi, Devils Facebook group. Daniel, hello. Will Bauman, hello. Bring back Gary Thorne and Bill Clement. That's what I say. We did a poll on our Twitter page at Let's Go to Devils Pod. Small sample, I think about 56 votes. 91% of you fans that voted want Gary Thorne and Bill Clement back. So this message is for the ESPN executives. Get it done now. All it takes is a couple phone calls. Get it done. That's what the fans want. It's not just Devils fans. I've been reading all the social media. Everybody wants Gary Thorne and Bill Clement back. Doc Emmerich just recently retired with NBC Sports and NBC. And I think right now, during uncertain times, during this pandemic, one of the great things, times of uncertainty is sometimes you have to go back to your comfort of yesteryear, what made you happy. I will tell you, as a Devils fan, watching the Devils win 3 cups. Now, Gary Thorne and Bill Clement in 95, they covered the Devils a couple Stanley Cup games, but ultimately Doc Emmerich had Game 4 with Fox, the game-winning, the cup-clinching game, Game 4, against the Red Wings. But 2000, it was Bill Clement and Gary Thorne. 2001, missed it by 1 game. It was Gary Thorne and Bill Clement. And 2003, when the Devils solidified themselves with their 3rd cup, Gary Thorne and Bill Clement, and the memories. And you know what's really funny? There is a generation like myself that remember those calls, and there is a generation that only know Gary Thorne and Bill Clement through EA Sports. Remember that? Through EA Sports. And now, ESPN executives, get it done. I know we hear the rumors of budget cuts and all that. You hear that in the news. Come on, Disney. Sell a couple assets. Get them back in the saddle. Doing these national games again. Oh, I would love that. I'm going to ask you, Facebook Live, Twitter, Periscope, YouTube Live, and Twitch. Would you want Bill Clement and Gary Thorne doing ESPN National Hockey games again? Daniel says, I miss NHL on ABC. Bill Clement with the hands of cement. Remember that commercial? I think it was a Bud Light commercial. If I remember correctly, I think it was a Bud Light commercial. Clement, hands of cement. Remember that? Oh, we're talking old school now, 20 years ago when that commercial first aired. Now, granted, I'm kind of biased. Of course I want them back. But I'll tell you, just seeing the outpouring, just any kind of social media posts from ESPN commentators, from Steve Levy to Butcher Gross to Linda Cohn, even ESPN themselves, ESPN PR, all you see is fans, hockey fans, wanting Gary Thorne and Bill Clement. That's what I say. Do it. Get it done, ESPN. You have an opportunity to win these fans back. Don't get too fancy with this. Don't get too fancy with this. Just get them back. Get them back. We'll be all happy. Just remember, we weren't too happy back. Let's go back to the old days. After 2004, a year-long lockout, all of a sudden, we're on OLN, Outdoor Life Network, Golf Channel, I don't know, versus suddenly NBC Sports. It's been a long ride. And ESPN just really stopped covering hockey. They put all their dollars into football, basketball, live sports content, moneymakers. And hockey fans kind of like, hey, what about us? You don't talk about us. I mean, we're lucky if you mentioned about the Stanley Cup Finals. None of that. And you know what? On ESPN, I hope Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman start getting educated about hockey because it is the greatest sport on earth. And who better? Two professionals. Gary Thorne and Bill Clement. Gary Thorne, had been doing games with the Baltimore Orioles. They parted ways just a few months ago. If I recall reading an article, Bill Clement in January announced his retirement from NBC Sports Philly, doing Flyers games, Philadelphia Flyers games. Hey, they're both free agents. Hey, all the fans want them. 91% in our small sample at Let's Go Devils Pod, our poll, which is still rolling for the next 5 days. Get it done, ESPN. Get it done. Get it done now. Oh, yeah. I'm pretty passionate about this topic. And don't you forget, Nick Villano, my podcast partner in crime, every Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. The State of the Fan Address, Pucks and Pitchforks blog, editor-in-chief. He wrote an article, go to pucksandpitchforks.com. He wrote an article about it, how ESPN, that deal could help the Devils this season. I'm not going to spoil it for you. It was pretty interesting. I actually had to reread it a couple times to really fully grasp what Nick was trying to say because it was a very intelligent article. Go to pucksandpitchforks.com. Nick Villano, my podcast partner. Oh, yeah. So what do you think? Should they come back? Or should there be new blood? I love Steve Levy. They should have Steve Levy. I remember when Steve Levy and Darren Pang, I thought they were a pretty good tandem, but nothing so smooth and storytelling and color commentating than Gary Thorne and Bill Clement. So I'm just airing my opinion on the Woo Report. That's what I do. Whatever's on my mind, the Woo Report, we give it to you here first. Oh, yeah. Up in Canada, they've got great broadcasters, but I'll tell you what. There's a whole generation of EA Sports fans that used to play the NHL games when Gary Thorne and Bill Clement were doing the play-by-play and color commentating in the games. Wait, if ESPN gets this deal done, and now Gary Thorne has said no one has called yet, but if they do, he's interested. It's on record. I believe the same goes with Bill. I think somebody tweeted it out earlier. Interested. Make it happen, ESPN, and good things will happen for ESPN and the parent company, Walt Disney Company. I'm telling you, it's going to work. It's going to work. It's going to work. Get it done. Get it done. All right. Well, Devils are playing the Islanders tonight. Mac Black is in tonight. Mac Black is in tonight. That's what I hear. And I will be listening to the game, Matt and Chico, on Devils Hockey Network, because they seem like to be the winning formula. I'm superstitious, and it's nothing against Kanji or Dano, but I'm going to change up the mojo here and actually listen to the game. And if it brings the Devils victory, either way, Devils postgame, Scotty and I, after Devils Islanders, we'll do Devils postgame. Let's go Devils podcast, Devils postgame. And we'll be doing it live after the game. Oh, yeah. So, ESPN, are you listening? Bring back Gary Thorne and Bill Clement now. Share the link to everybody. We want to hear from all hockey fans, not just Devils fans. Do you want Gary Thorne and Bill Clement back for the national games now that Doc Emmerich has retired? I know I do. All right, well, we'll see you after the game. Coastal writes, yep, I love Gary Thorne as the commentary for the NHL game and for my Devils in the game. Hashtag Devils Nation Alaska. Thank you, Coastal. Thank you, Coastal. I'm dropping the podcast in about 20 minutes on our podcast pages. Till next time, let's go Devils!